World War III is around the corner. It's already been planned in boardrooms. Obviously, that's how wars happen. We understand this now. Okay, whatever they're selling to the public, oh, it was because Iran assassinated Trump. Everything you've learned in your textbook is a lie. Okay, wars are plotted in boardrooms with bankers. Okay, we have banksters that are running the world. And when they recognize that they want resources, when they recognize that they want power, when they recognize that they want to change the map, they go to war. And then they do whatever they have to do to get people on their side. Our best guard against this coming war is to be vigilant, okay? To continue to refuse to allow them to manipulate us into believing their foolish narratives. We should want in every office position people like Thomas Massie. Because I'm telling you, this one makes me scared, okay? Because in the way that they are selling and polluting people's minds to accept that death and dropping bombs is okay and children and women dying are okay. And I see people get in line with these narratives thinking, you fool, do you think these psychopaths will hesitate to drop a bomb on you and your family if they believe it necessary to get what they want? When you support psychopaths and their psychopathic excuses for why it's okay to murder children, just know that they don't draw a line when it comes to your family, okay? So they're not going to be like, well, I said that about 1 million Iraqis. I said that about 40,000 innocent Palestinians, but I would never, ever do that to Joe out in Pennsylvania. That's not how this works, okay? The military-industrial complex is an evil, satanic complex, okay? They do not care about anything other than themselves, the global elite getting what they want, the enslaving of the population. America has become a slave colony to the military-industrial complex. The day that JFK was shot, the takeover of America by communists was done. It was completed, okay? And we have had war after non-stop war. The efforts that they take, the increasing efforts that they take to have these false flag events, to get people to read articles, to feel sad, journalists that are paid by these groups, paid to try to manipulate your emotions into believing that what we're doing overseas is acceptable when it's not. A part of, in my view, their satanic cult. It is a huge industry, the military-industrial complex, that benefits very few people, and those people are not me and you. So you need to wake up to that. You need to be vigilant to that. You need to stop being crybabies and being upset when someone mentions this stuff. Stop saying stupid leftist things like, well, we just need unity. That unity is not going to solve the people who want to assassinate Donald Trump. Reality is getting real about what we are facing today, okay? Guarding ourselves in our households, making sure that our children are not fed into their ecosystem of trash that has become the Department of Education, okay? Learning real history, not the fairy tales that are taught to us in school, and refusing, like I said, refusing to accept these mainstream media narratives. So here's my hope. My hope is that Trump wakes up to this. Because I think, and I'm going to say this, people are going to be upset, but I think Trump has been naive. I do. I think he's been naive. I think he believes that when someone cuts him a $10 million check, it means that they're his friend. $50 million check, oh, that must mean they're my friend. $100 million check, oh, that must mean they're my friend, and not that they seek to control you, okay? And if you're smart and you've got that kind of money, you will have been smart enough to have split your vote. You would have been smart enough to have given money to both candidates to control them in different ways, okay? They do not want you to be president. I don't care who wrote you a check, okay? They want you dead. Trump needs to wake up to this. His children need to wake up to this, okay? You're not well-liked because they're writing a nice article about you in the New York Times. New York Times doesn't work for you, doesn't work for the American people. They work for the deep state. I think the American people recognize that. Like I said, if I was running Trump's campaign today, it would be very easy. I would sit every person down. I'd say, what do you think about war with Iran? That would be my litmus test. Oh, if they said, oh, you know, Iran's dangerous, I would fire them. That's it. I think we should be bombing. Fired. That would be the litmus test. Goodbye. Hey, what do you think about war? Any person that responds and says yes to war, I would fire. And then I would put Thomas Massie as my 2. That's my piece of advice for Donald Trump if he wishes to survive this election cycle. And let's be very clear. It's not like the assassination attempts will stop if he wins. I think we can feel some comfort in knowing that they don't think that Kamala Harris is going to win, or they wouldn't have attempted the assassination attempt, right? There's a little bit of comfort in that, but it's not like it's going to magically end if he does win. And Trump needs to wake up to that. He needs to stop being naive. He needs to stop listening to advisors. He needs to stop believing that money equals friendship and not control, because it means control. It means manipulating you, getting you to say stupid things, to pull you away from your followers and your supporters as they infiltrate your campaign, turn you into someone that you're not, because you're never going to be accepted by the military-industrial crowd. You're never going to be accepted unless you agree with never-ending war. And you don't agree with that, Trump. You don't agree with that.